Hey everybody, welcome to the Cafe of Knowledge. So glad that y'all all are tuning in today. Today's topic, as y'all know, I told y'all this time of the year that Jay be on his grind, so he won't be with us today. But y'all already know how it go when y'all see NJ. She finna spill some tea, hot tea, on somebody's ass. But anyway, let's get right on into this. This request came from our subscriber named Jonathan Morris. Jonathan Morris. That's who requested this. And his topic today, y'all, was she slacking and negligent with my child support check. Okay? This is what the topic is today. The topic is, once again, she's slacking and negligent with my child support check. Okay, so let's get right on into that. We ain't gonna even waste no time today. But anyway, please hit like and subscribe too, y'all. Please hit like and subscribe. Get our subscribe numbers up. We're trying to get it up there to around about 100 or more if we can. We're just trying to keep it going up, y'all. Please hit like and subscribe. And if you enjoy this video and all the other videos that we have done, if you're not already subscribed, please click subscribe. It's free, don't cost you anything. Okay, so back to his topic. Now, let's get this straight. A lot of people are confused, women and men are confused about child support payments. What child support is for. Okay? Because we got a lot of people out here that's talking real greasy about this child support check. You got men talking greasy about the chick who receive it, and there's some chicks who have to pay child support to men. And they talking real greasy, you know. So we have a lot of people that's talking real greasy. And the ones who are receiving the child support check, they tend to talk a little greasy too. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead on and filter the grease that everybody being too greasy about. You know, we got to filter it out and get some of the particles that ain't even supposed to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's going on. But anyway, let's filter this grease. Here it go. Now, the amount of money that the court orders, that's what child support is. It's the amount that a court orders for that parent who is not in the home pay. Now, it can be an order for one parent to pay child support or both parents. You know, it is some orders out here that both parents pay child support, because probably one might have the child for about 6 months at a time. Then it goes to another one for about 6 months at a time. And when this one have it for 6 months, then that person sends child support over to help out, and then vice versa. Okay, so it can go like that. And the child support is meant for the support and expenses of the child or children. Okay? Now, they usually, if you have to pay child support or they taking child support out of your check, it's usually they take a percentage of your earnings that you make. Okay? I don't know what that percentage is. Only the people who paying child support know that. You can look at your check and it'll tell you the percentage. Everybody always know, oh, they taking $200-300 out my check. Well, what is that percentage out of your check? Because if you're making, say, $1,000 a week and they only taking $300 a month, that's not real big of a percentage. But people always love to say, oh, you know, they take $300 out my check. Is they taking it out every week, every 2 weeks, every month, you know? So you have to know the percentage of that, okay? Now, there is no law at all. No law. That is no law in the court system. Excuse me, y'all. It's no law in the court system, and it's no law in the law books that says how a person should spend the child support check that they receive. Okay? Now, a lot of people get that mixed up because a lot of people, she get the child support money and this and that, or he get the child support money and this, that, But let's get that, first of all, let's get that clear. Because a lot of people are flexing out here in these streets with wrong information. You know what I'm saying? Like they just, they buying this, or they buying that, or they buying a car, or they buying this. A lot of people got misinformation about child support check and how it should be spent, right? But there is no law in the books or in the courts that says, no law in the United States says how a person's supposed to spend their check. Okay? So, let's get that out the way so people stop saying that, because there's a lot of people confused about that. So, there is no legal requirements on how the party who is receiving, the person who is receiving a child support check, there is no legal requirements on how they spend that money. Okay? But now, it's supposed to be spent for the basic needs of that child. It's supposed to be spent for the basic needs for that child and for kind of the needs that that child have and supposed to have. That's what it's for, okay? Now, I told y'all back in another video, and if you didn't hear it in that video, I'm going to hear it again because it will be coming up again soon. But it costs $117,000, between $117,000 to $120,000 to raise a child from age 1 day old to 20 years old or 21 years old. So it takes $117,000, between $117,000 and $120,000 to raise a child. Okay? That's one child. We ain't talking about 3, 4, 5. One child. Okay? Per child. So if you have 5, it's $117,000, between $117,000 and $120,000 to raise each one of them child. So you would say 117 times 5, and that's how much it really supposed to cost to raise them kids. Okay, so that's a lot of money. Okay, so when people, whoever is paying the child support check, they kind of upset about the amount that's taken out of their check. If you think about it, the amount they are taking out of your check most likely won't add up to that $117,000 that it costs to raise that child. Unless you have one of those high bracket incomes, you got that, you're on that high bracket level of income where you probably bringing in about 6 figures. If you bringing in about 6 figures or 6 million or whatever like that, yeah, you're going to have to pay a whole lot more to keep up with that type of lifestyle with that child. Okay? But for the majority of people, you don't give enough every month, probably, what they taking from you won't add up for those 20 years, $117,000. And if it does add up to that, that's what you're supposed to do anyway. So ain't no sense of talking about it and getting mad about it and got a stank-ass attitude about it, because that's how it go. And if you're paying a little bit more than $117,000 from the time one day old to 20 years old, and if you done paid more than $117,000, well then so what? You supposed to. That's your child anyway. But the average person is not spending that much, because that $117,000 got to come from both parties. It got to come from the mother and the father. So you got to look at that. Okay? Now, the person who has the child, or the guardian who has the child, whoever is raising that child, let me tell you something, because people You know, it is a lot of men out here. I'm telling y'all men are talking greasy about these child support checks that you have to pay or whatever, but that's your job to pay it anyway to help out with this child. Now, let me just give some people out here, the viewers and the subscribers, let me give y'all kind of a rough draft of 1 day old to 20 years old. Because you know they say at 21, they are considered grown, and most child support checks stop. Some stop at 18. I don't, you know, it just depends on your situation. But my thing is that people have to realize the expenses that it takes to raise a child. Because some people just looking from the outside, even the guy who is paying the child support to the girl, and he like, well, shoot, she's staying in the apartment, and she said she don't need all that money, or she don't do that. Let me just give everybody, the viewers, subscribers, and everybody else. And if you know someone who like this, you know what I always say, shoot their ass this video, because I'm finna give you a whole big list of what it takes from 1 day old all the way to 20 years old to raise a child. And this is why they say the cost is about $117,000 to $120,000 per child. Now, you have to pay for groceries. You have to pay for beverages. You got to pay for the phone. You got to pay for snacks. You got to pay for shoes, clothes. You got to pay for education. You got to pay for light bill, water bill, rent if you have it, or mortgage if you have it. You got to pay for transportation if they're getting on a bus or if they're getting in a car. If the parent don't have liable transportation and they just take the train and the bus or whatever, that's cost. Transportation costs. Then you have transportation costs as well. Now, let's hold it, stop, chop right now. Let me tell you, this is what it takes to raise a child. Everything that I am telling you now, from 1 day old all the way up, okay? So don't get lost and just say I'm naming stuff, because I'm not naming stuff. This is actually what it takes to raise a child. And it's not me talking. I mean, I already knew it, but I also looked it up for the experts to say what you are supposed to be spending that money and what it takes, what all this child needs. These are just basic needs. These are just basic needs. Now, we ain't even talking about more than basic needs. This is just basic needs, okay? So now, I'm going to start off where I left off at. I know I left off at about electricity bill, gas bill, water bill, other utilities, and then you have educational costs. If they're going on a field trip, or if they in the band, or if they in some type of majorette type thing or whatever, it costs. But then you have to pay for transportation for a car as well. A car is part of that. So if a person has a car, they got to pay the car note to get them and the child back and forth to where they needs to go. Then you have, of course, we said the shelter, the rent, and all that. Then you have the furniture that's supposed to go in the house, and all the furniture so the kid can have a decent place to stay. Appliances, okay? And then you have, like if they play, like I said, playing football or whatever, all those extra things that they love to do, that's in there too. Then you have maintenance for the transportation. If something breaks down, if the car breaks down, truck breaks down, or whatever, that has to be fixed so that that parent who has the child and the child can still get around and, you know, to go to different things that they supposed to go to, school, work, things like that, okay? Then you have your entertainment games, like your kids love the little entertainment games that they play at home or whatever. Then their cell phones, and then their tablet, because now some of them are going to school from home, because we have where it's a lot of schools have made it to where it's virtual. So then they have to have their little tablets or their little laptops or whatever. Okay, now that means that you have to have the internet. So then you got to pay for the internet. And then the kid have his own little hobbies. So then the kid have little hobbies, rather it's they love to little cook, or they love to sew, or they come up with some type of chains that they like to buy. So the parent got to go out and buy some stuff for their hobbies, so because that's what they likes to do, okay? Then after you get through with that, you will have some tutoral things that sometimes if a kid not doing too well in school, you have to get a tutor and pay for that tutor to come in and tutor your child, okay? Then on top of that, you got to have hair maintenance. You know, if it's a little boy, you got to have the hair cut and nice and done and trimmed or whatever. If it's a girl, you got to have a hair braided. You got to buy the rubber bands. You got to buy the barrettes. You got to buy all these things. Okay, and then Medicare. They got to have medical expenses and things like that. Take them back and forth to the doctor. Then you got to pay for your little medicine, and then you got to do all this stuff right here. You know, so think about everything I just named. And then you got some people out here, and some men out here, and some women out here talking greasy about that little stank-ass child support check that they sending somebody. And if you think about it, I just gave you a big long list and was running my mouth till I was almost tripping over my own tongue, trying to tell you how much it costs and what it takes for a kid just for their basic needs. That's not to go above and beyond. These are just basic needs right here. Okay? So, we ain't talking about getting them prepared for college and all that. No, these are just the basic needs that a child is supposed to have. And this is why that I don't understand why some parents who are paying child support have a problem with that. They complain about the $200, $300, $400, whatever that they have to send for child support, and not realizing this whole big list I sent them. It's not taking care of a child. Is not just letting them come in the house and go to sleep and let them eat and put some clothes on their back, and that's it. Y'all got it all messed up. I don't know why a lot of these people think that that's all it takes to raise a child. As long as they got food and clothes, they straight. No, hell, they ain't straight. I'm here to tell you right now, they ain't straight. It take a hell of a lot more than just that. And everything I just said, that ain't even half of it. That ain't even all of it at all. I just cut the list down because I was tired of tripping over my own damn tongue. But just to give you a prime example of what all it takes to raise a child. And that is a lot. That is a lot. And for one parent to do it, it's supposed to be two. But since it ain't two, and then you, if you're not in the household, has to pay child support, then this is why you have to pay child support, because that guardian who has your child, whether it's the mother of your child or either someone else that is appointed the guardian, they all have to put out all these expenses. And what make you think that if they got to put out all these damn expenses on your child, you ain't got to do it? You got it all screwed up. I don't know what you thinking about, but I'm finna spill some hot tea on your ass, because that is not how it go. I know damn well these folks out here and some of these men there, but whoever paying child support, I know damn well y'all ain't thinking that these people supposed to do all this shit by themselves for your child. And you ain't got to do it. Or you ain't got to pay that much for it. No. This yes you do. It's your child, so you have to do it. That's just point blank. Okay? So now, you can't, a person who is paying child support, you can't tell the person who is receiving the child support money how to spend that money. As long as they are spending it and maintaining that child's basic need. Now, if you find out that the person receiving the money is neglectful and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, or the child is not being taken care of, now that's a whole nother issue. And I will get into that one. But right now, I'm just trying to give y'all the basics of what it takes about the child support, because just so many people are bashing the person who receives it as if they shouldn't receive it. Why? It's your child. You supposed to. She got to pitch in. You got to pitch in. Because I'm telling you right now, like I always say, if that woman is getting government assistance, that means if she's getting food stamps, or she's on Medicaid, or she getting a break on the housing. She's probably in the Housing Authority program or a Section 8 program or something like that. I don't know what make men think that everybody else, the girl's family and the government and her brothers and sisters and the friends, can help her raise and pay for this child, but the dude don't. That's not how that go. So we need to stop flexing with this wrong information around here. We need to stop flexing out here in these streets with that wrong ass information that these men, some of these men, are holding on to. And some of these women are holding on to. Because that's not how it go. If somebody else got to pay, if the government got to help keep shelter over a kid's head, they going to make you do it too. And they going to keep on chasing you and tracking you or whatever and taking money out your check, because they not going to be the only one to help with this child's basic need expenses. You produced it, you help pay for it. That's how that go. Now, you just see how expensive. This is very expensive. So I just wanted to get that out there and show everybody how expensive it really is to raise one child. That's not including, like I said, if you have more than one child. Okay? So now, the person paying child support check, they can't interfere with how that person that's receiving that money spend that money. Like I said, you can't interfere into that unless you see that parent or guardian who is receiving that check is being negligent with it, meaning that the child is not being taken care of like the child's supposed to be. Now you got a real positive thing there where you can get something done about that. You can get something done about that if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But if your child is being taken care of and all the basic needs are being taken care of, then you can't interfere and tell them how to spend that check. They can spend it however they want to spend it, as long as the child is okay. Okay? So now, the person who is not meeting a child's basic needs, you can get in trouble for that now. Now, if the person paying child support sees that their child is not being taken care of properly, their child is needing for too much, their child is really don't have a stable shelter over their head, or is something negative going on, not being fed properly, not being clothed properly, you can get something done about that. And let me tell people, women and men, I have seen where if the person receiving that child support check is not taking care of that child, and that child is lacking, and you could tell that they neglecting that child, that the clothes they wear and the shoes they have on and their hair and where they living, they probably don't have a stable home. It has been where the courts has chopped that child support check clean off, and then you're going to have a custody battle on your hand, because the one who was paying child support will want to get that child away from that type parent. So you have to be careful on how you are spending these child support checks, because you spending these child support checks for stuff that you ain't supposed to be spending it on. The person who is paying child support can get your ass for neglect. And it ain't cute. I'm going to tell you right now, when they do that, it ain't cute. And there's just a lot of men don't do that because, you know, some of them either don't know they can do that, or some of them just don't even want to be bothered with it. So they don't do that. But let me tell you, be very careful for the ones who are receiving it. Be very careful about how you spend it, because when somebody wants to stick something on you and say that you're not properly taking care of that child, you got to prove your ass off that you are. And if you can't prove that, you will get cut off, and you're jeopardizing the fact that you might lose your kid. So that's how that go. You know what I'm saying? Because if the parent, the person who is paying child support, challenges and go to the courthouse and tell them that courthouse will, sometimes I've seen it, that courthouse will ask that mother or whoever the guardian is of that child, they will ask them, hey, we need to see all the receipts from back in 3, 4, 5 years ago, or you need to show us something that add up to all the stuff, or you got to be able to prove something about you are taking care of this child and you're not neglecting this child. And if you can't prove that, then you just ass out. That's how that go. So now, this is why people who are receiving child support for their child is encouraged to spend that money with a very, very be very, 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 very mindful of how you spending that money, because that money is supposed to be for that child's basic needs. Okay? And if you're not doing that and you shitting it and floating it away somewhere else instead of on the child, you can be held liable for that. And it ain't too cute when the shoe on the other foot, when they pressing their foot on your neck about the child and the child support money. Okay? So just be mindful of what you do, and that's why we try to encourage people to spend it the way it should be spent. Okay? For that child needs. I just gave a list of how important it is and what all it takes to raise a child. So now let's get to a person who is negligent with the child support check, because there are some out here that is negligent with that child support check. They are slacking. They are negligent with that child support check. And you have to know that that's not how you do stuff. Now, let me give y'all an example of what's negligent and what's slacking, and that what really, dang, with that thing, that's not what that child support check for. You know what I'm saying? Now, like we just said, it ain't no law telling you how to spend that money, but the law expects for you to use common sense when you're spending that money. Because that's why they put that child in the front of support. Child support, not you support. Not your name support. Not NJ support. You know, it's not your other boyfriend you got laying at the house support. It's not for your dog in the backyard support. It's for, that's why they have it named like that, child support. So they make sure your ass don't forget what it's for. They ain't naming nothing else but one name, child support. They could have named that shit anything else in the world they wanted to name it. But they didn't. They wanted to make sure that every time you get it, that's what it is, child support. So that keeps going through your mind so that you know what it really is for. So when you start fucking up the money and say that you didn't know, they're going to say, how you didn't know? It says child support. So how the hell you didn't know how to spend it? It's common sense. The money is for the child, so spend it on the child. Don't come telling us you didn't know it was for, oh, I ain't know I couldn't spend it on my boyfriend. Oh, I didn't know that I couldn't spend it all on me. Oh, I didn't know that I had to do. No, yeah, you do. It says up there, child support. We made a very simple title for all y'all ass. It says child support check. It ain't nowhere in the hell nobody can get that shit confused. So when you mess up and start fucking up and start spending it the way you shouldn't spend it, they crown your ass hard with them cuffs. If somebody pressed the issue about it. So that's what I'm saying. Be careful how you spending that child support check now, because it can't come back on you. It could be 10 years. That child could be 15 years old, and the one who paying child support can come right back after you and say neglect. And if you ain't got nothing to prove, or that child, and it ain't nothing sitting around or around you or in your lifestyle that shows that you are doing right by it, you got a fight on your hands. So that's why we tell people and try to encourage them to do it right. Okay? Now, the neglect part of the child support is when, say if I'm finna give y'all when you're being neglectful and slacking. Okay? Now, if you spending that money on drugs, you a dope head. If you a dope head, that's spending the child support negligent. Okay? That's slacking. That is being negligent with child support. Now, I'm giving y'all a list right now on what's negligent so you will kind of know. Because if it come back, you will know. And if you're doing it, you better slack off from doing it because you can't get in trouble for it. If that other one come back and start talking about it to a court or judge. So I'm telling you what negligent is. Now, if you a drug addict, you already know you negligent because all your money and child support money is going to your drug habit. So you can't be taking care of the kid. I am very seldom I seen a crackhead or dopehead or whatever have a sharp anything, right? I mean, they might have it, but it ain't going to be long for it to deteriorate because their ass is doped out. Now, the next one is, it's not for your man. And if it's a man that's receiving the child support check, it's not for your woman. You know, you got a whole lot of them around here, and they treating the man with like a high pedestal, and he ain't worth a nickel. Just the man laying on you at your house, ain't helping with the bills, ain't putting in nothing, ain't this. He eating off of everything. He eating off of food stamps. He eating off child support money. He eating off of every goddamn thing. Hell, he eat better than the damn kid eat better. You goddamn feed this damn man here sirloin steaks, ribeye steaks, and then give a kid some rich crackers. What kind of shit is this? And somebody gonna have to tell me what kind of shit is this. You got this all confused. Ain't no way in the hell the man should be eating better than the child and the child receiving child support check. Or even if the child receiving, you receiving food stamp for the child, ain't nowhere in the hell another man should be eating good off them food stamps and not the child when the food stamps is really for the damn child. I don't get it. How in the hell you gonna feed this buster all these damn steaks and potatoes and all that and then give your kid a tuna fish sandwich with some rich ass crackers? You crazy as hell. You got it all fucked up. Now you talking about somebody going downtown and get you, because if I'm looking in the window and see that so whoever I'm paying child support to, that I'm giving them all this doggone money, and then they eating good, but then my kid always eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Hell no, yeah, I'm going to cut up about that. And I'm going to have somebody, the judge, lawyer, somebody come knock on the door and come see you. Because that's not how it go. So I'm trying to tell y'all, the negligence. This is negligent. Okay? So I'm trying to save a whole lot of people and trying to make them ship up and, get this thing right. Because that's not how it go. Because you can be got for a negligent. They will cut that check off if they feel like you being negligent. And the person who is paying child support can get it cut off if they can prove neglect. And these are all the things I'm telling you that if they wanted to can prove neglect. And another thing, we all see it every day. You can walk right down the street and you can see it every day. Everybody. We all see this every day. And then you got the one, another kicker. Your hair laid, whether it's he or she, your hair laid and the kid hair ain't been done in I don't know how long. That's another one. How in the hell your hair laid, but the kid hair ain't laid? How in the hell you dressing fly and all that, and the kid ain't dressing fly? That's what I want to know. See, people got this all mixed. Ooh, y'all got it messed up. Got me all frustrated till I can't even talk. I'm so mad because I get like that when I get pissed off and can't understand something, or something just eating me to death about some wrong stuff. I get jammed up and get to talking all crazy and can't pronounce it right. But y'all all know, because y'all done been with Cafe long enough to already know that. Say, you know what? I notice every time she get mad, she can't talk worth of shit. But anyway, let's go head on. But anyway, that's part of it right there. So now, how in the hell you gonna have your hair laid and the kid don't have their hair laid? The kid ain't got a haircut, kid ain't got the hair laid, but you got your hair laid. You running around with all this old designer wear, designer outfits and everything, and then you got on designer shoes, and then your kid walk out the door with some toy flip-flops on. What kind of shit is that? And then your ass think you got all this, you all in these designer, you just down. Your hair laid, designer clothes, you got on rings and watches, you styling and all that, like you big baller, and then you jump out of a damn Kia, and then your kid come right behind you with some toy flip-flops on. Baby, that don't make you, I'm telling you right now, that's a low quality queen. That is not a quality queen. And let me tell you, you're still a queen, but you're a low quality queen instead of a quality queen. Because what you don't know is when you do stuff like that, people look at you first. They don't fault the child for looking like that. They look at you and their whole attitude about you change and you don't even know it. But see, you so sharp and you think you hair so laid and you looking so good that you don't even realize that people are already, word in the street is, you a low quality. You low quality. You not quality. You low quality, not quality. That's the word on the streets. Now, I'm just telling you what the word on the street is. You know what I'm saying? Because you can look at see, a lot of these women tell on their damn self. They tell on their damn self. They will have on sharp ass shit, hair laid, fingernails done, rings, jewelry, all this shit on. And then you look at the kid and the kid don't have on anything, got on all kind of bargain town thrift store clothes on. Nothing name brand. You got on everything name brand, but the kid got on the top sale at the thrift store. And then everybody could see that. So you just told on yourself that you spend the majority of your money thinking about you and not the child. And you can't get mad at nobody because you are the one advertising it. I don't give a damn if you meet somebody at the club and you show up, or you go out to a concert or wherever you go and you show up as hell. And you think you're looking good and you think you're on top of the world. And soon as them people or whoever it is go back home with you and they look at your kid, they automatically then say you low quality. Because you just told on yourself that you don't give a damn about the kid. You only give a damn about yourself. And people don't like, there's a lot of people out here don't like people who only gives a damn about them. They like for you to give a damn about others, and especially your child. Because if you don't give a damn about the child, then we already know you ain't no good. So see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all running out here telling on your damn self. You know, they say, you know, they ain't have to go down there to report me. They ain't have to. Well, stop advertising your shit. You advertising, ain't nobody got to go down there and tell nobody nothing. The people can just look at you. They could just look at you and see how you're doing. If you are showing them that you are taking care of you and you only, but they all knowing that you getting something to take care of that child, but you are spending that on just you and not the child, you told on yourself. All anybody got to do is look at the child. That's what's so confusing. I see that all the time. You walk out here, the girl got about 3-4 kids with her, and then she sharp as hell, but the kids not. You gonna try to buy the kids some damn Buster Brown and you got on Gucci. That ain't how that work. Gonna try to buy them some old thrift shop shoes and then you got on Louis or whatever. That's not how that work. If you both can't have it, both of y'all can't have on designer, then you don't need it. That's how that go. And stop, you know, like I said, everybody in that house should be eating the same. Ain't nowhere in the hell the man as your man or whoever, or your female, whoever you got living with you, he or she, whoever you got living with you shouldn't be eating better than the damn kid. Everybody should be eating the same. If y'all eating ribeye steaks, the kids should be eating ribeye steak. Might be cutting some pieces in case they don't eat all of it, but they're supposed to be eating it. That's how that go. You know what I'm saying? You eating a baked potato or baked sweet potato and then gonna say, well, I'm gonna just give the kid some rice, a little bit. You eat rice too then. Y'all ass need to be eating rice just like kids eat rice. If you don't want no rice and you want baked potato, then you need to give that kid baked potato. Don't be trying to scapegoat on the kid and then you receiving money for the kid. Kill me with that. So I just had to read some people who are like that. And like I said, it's trying to make a better, everything, we're trying to make everything better. And the only way is for us to tell each other and get better at what we do, get wiser. Use common sense about what you're doing. Because like we always say, we the ones out here that everybody calls statistics. And we have to change that by using common sense. That's all it is. You know what I'm spending? You know what I'm saying? Then you're spending money going to the club and you going to the concerts. Oh, don't let it be kind of concerts here and concert there and club there and club there. Boy, you will bust that door wide open. But then you won't take your kid to the circus. Or you won't take your kid to the amusement park. We ain't talking about no damn fair. We talking about a real amusement park. Talking about taking a kid to a goddamn fair. You know how many kids want to cuss our ass out for talking about, I know you ain't trying to take me to no fair, and I just seen your ass at the club goddamn 8 times this week. And it ain't but 7 days in the week. So you going twice a day somewhere. And then gonna try to take me to a stinking ass fair where they ain't got but about 6 rides. God damn it. You don't go to no damn. You want to bust the club open. You want to bust the concert open. You want to bust all that open. Bust it open for the kid too. It ain't nothing wrong with you busting it open. But the thing is, do the same thing for the kid. That kid needs to go to a big amusement park. Where it's about 7 blocks long. Disney, something. But don't go trying to scapegoat and skip over the damn child. Now, I'm trying to tell you now, these are neglects. You know? And then, it's just that it's so many of us is that I can't understand why a lot of us don't understand that child support money is supposed to be spent on the child. And it's no reason for anybody to get that mixed up. It's just as simple as that. Child support. And everything I named in the list at the beginning of this video is what is used for a child's basic needs. But now, if you want to go to a bougie need, then that child should be inside of that bougie need bracket too now. You can't be bougie and then the kid is low bougie. What the hell is that? It ain't no such thing as low bougie. You can't be bougie and have all this and then the kid ain't got nothing. So what the kid is, low bougie? We ain't never heard of that. You tell us, because that we ain't never heard that. Now, you know what it is? You are neglect. That's what it is. It's neglect. You know? So you have to change that attitude. You know? So, when you buy some sharp gear, kids should have some sharp gear. You got to balance this out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to balance this out. You know, and I know all of us have seen that where you would go somewhere and you'll see the parent and you be like, oh, she's sharp, whatever. And then you look at it and then you say, oh, that's your kid. And they say, yeah. And you look like, dog, kid look like he had no shoes, no new shoes in almost a year. But you look at the bottom of her shoes, look like they ain't never been wore a day in their life. She just bought them and put them on. And then wonder why everybody got their nose turned up and talking about them and shit. 'Cause we feel you neglect. You know? So you got to change, you got to change all that. So stop mishandling that child support money. You cannot make your child, you can't be first class and the child second class. That's not how that go. How the hell you gonna be first class and then the child second class? There's something going wrong upstairs. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. I'm trying to give you what's tea. I'm trying to give you what's tea and I'm trying to give you what's good hot tea. Because that's not how that works. And you're looking real foolish out here in these streets. Because people talking about you. I'm just trying to tell you what the word on the street is. The word on the curb. The word on the curb is you low class quality, not quality. And they say you ain't first class if your child is second class. That's just how it go. You know? So, just stop misusing it. And I'm trying to tell you, I do know some courts and some parents who was paying, the parent who is paying the child support to the other parent. I have seen where all this stuff I just said about neglect happened, and that parent went and said something to the courts and to the people that's pulling that money out of their check and told them, check this out. And before you knew it, that child support check was cut. And then it was a custody battle. So we got to be more careful of how we doing things because our kids need us. So I answered both questions. I answered the question about the child support. How come that, she's slacking and being negligent with my child support. I just told you that it ain't no law to tell a person how to spend that child support money. And they can spend it the way they want to as long as they taking care of the kids' basic needs. But now, if the parent who receiving child support, they want to live above basic needs, then the child need to live above basic needs. You can't go above basic needs and the child just got low needs. That ain't how that go. Yeah, it's going to fuck around and get in trouble now. I'm trying to tell you now. So y'all better change all this. And that's a lot of the reason why kids are rebellious these days. Because they see that they was getting money and the parent who was receiving the money was not spending it on them. And they become rebellious. Because if you look at it, if you are a child, let us grown people put ourselves in their position. If we are a child and we see and we know that we're getting money in, but we never get any of it, just the other parent is dressed sharp, always on, just everything. And then when we ask for something, we don't get it. It make us feel like we are second class to the parent. And that's not how it should be. And you're putting all this mad and anger in this child because this child see how you are doing. They know. And you know why they know? Because you probably sitting around, I wish they hurry up and send my child support check. I'm looking it up. They ain't put my child support check in the account yet. I ain't received my child support check. See, y'all mad when you don't get it. And the child hear that they get it. And then you got the nerve that don't want to give the child nothing they want. But you get everything you want. Now that's where it kind of messed up right there. Now I ain't going to say the child should have everything a parent should have, but goddamn, I can tell you right now, ain't nowhere in the hell you should be stepping out every day going to the club and all that, and you got money to get in the club and buy drink and all that, and be all in your designer wear, and then your designer shoes, and your designer headband, and your designer wig, and all that goddamn shit, and your designer lace front, and you got all this designer shit. And the kid running around with some raggedy t-shirts with toy flip-flops on. Hell no, you got it wrong. And somebody do need to tell you. So if y'all know somebody like that, shoot their ass this video. You already know what I say. They might not look at it all, but hey, at least you did your job by spreading the word, because that's the word on the curb. So now, that's all you got to do. Stop it, chop it. That's all I got to say about that. Stop downplaying these kids. Gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And we all know what that means. The more you know, the harder it is for anybody to block y'all from y'all goals and success. See y'all next week. Bye-bye. And Jay will be here next week. Y'all have a good day.